Take a bit of a detour here. This is an injection well, and this is an injection well also. There are a number of them scattered on this part of the ranch, and that's because the structure there in the background was at one time an Atlas intercontinental ballistic missile site. It's now a private home. If you Google Atlas Missile Home, Kimball, Nebraska, you can probably see some pictures of it. The Air Force left some chemicals in the ground, and these wells are used to inject bacteria and vegetable oil into the ground, and those bacteria start on the vegetable oil and transition to the bad chemicals and eat the bad chemicals up. At least that's the theory. I'm gonna march on a little bit here. A couple of more injection wells here, and some more there, and some more there. And then this is a little bit closer view of the site. In the mid-1950s, the government came in and took this. It's not fair to say they took it. They paid for it, and they paid quite well, but it wasn't as if the ranch had any alternative. It's something like 8 or 9 acres, I believe. And there used to be an Atlas missile parked in here on its side with a 20 megaton warhead on it. And another injection well. You can see that the cattle love to rub on these, so they put pretty substantial guards around the well heads. And up there is the missile site. When the government put this back on the market in about 2000, we bid on it to get it back, a ridiculously high bid of $50,000. And then this rich guy came in and bid multiple millions of dollars, and of course snapped it right up. And that's his home now. This is about the opposite corner from where I started showing you the site. The buildings were put up later. The owner put those up, and he rents out storage space to some of the local folks around here to store their tractors and combines and so forth. And another injection well over there with cow hair on it. And then as long as I'm over here, we can take a walk through this gully. As you can see, we're adding fill dirt there to try to stop the erosion. Have some old tires down here to help hold soil. But the cattle get in and out of it, and Mother Nature does her thing, and we're probably not going to be able to stop any of it. But let's take a walk through here. This is a good place to think about a little bit of geology. Most of this stone here is siltstone. It was deposited here when this part of the country is part of a vast inland sea some 65 million years ago. And in the intervening time, quite a bit of sand has moved in. So most of this is siltstone overlaid by sand with just the thinnest skin of topsoil holding shortgrass prairie. So it's rather fragile in some sense, although it's not terribly, terribly fragile the way the New York Times would say. And the rains come, never terribly heavy rains, or very seldom terribly heavy rains. And they erode. This is actually pretty deep down in here, and these shrubs are choke cherries, and I'm gonna have to climb down in there, so I'll pause it. I actually had to climb up and around because there's a bigger hole there than there was last year, and I'm not sure how far down it goes because it's all choked with tumbleweeds. But here's an easier route. And you can probably see that these young cattle have been swarming through here. They're curious about everything. And so here we are on the other side. This is skunk bush sumac, and quite a bit of sumac. Those purplish things, hard probably to see on the video, are choke cherry, and then of course tumbleweeds. So, this is a place I used to play when I was a little kid. Oh, I'm glad I took this detour. This is going to be a long video to send, so I probably should cut it short. As short as it's going to be. So we'll call that good for now. More later.